All right, history of Cuban tourism. So, following the Cuban Revolution in 1959, tourism practically disappeared as a whole. There was a few reasons for this. The U.S. embargo was one, dried up most of the market for tourism, but as well, Cuba didn't value tourism. They didn't value it as far as economic revenue, and they didn't value it as far as social development. Right here, we have a graph that is outlined through 1990 through 2015 with different countries: Canada, U.S., United Kingdom, Spain, others. Because of the U.S. embargo, obviously, the U.S. doesn't really have tourists for a while, and then it starts to spike. Canada seems to have always liked to go to Cuba, as well as Spain. Spain seems to have always liked to go to Cuba. But yeah, Cuban early economic struggle. The 1997 Cuban Economic Resolution spells out the necessity to develop hard currency earning sectors of the economy to finance other important activities. With the need for hard currency, provided an opportunity for other ways to seek out income and revenue within the country. One of these that was discussed in was tourism. They set a goal for tourism to attract more than 2 million tourists to the country by the year 2000, and earn more than $2,600 million from the tourist trade itself. Within 10 years of 1997 and instituting the new tourism and them setting the goal, tourism was converted into one of the most dynamic sectors of the Cuban economy. 1/4 of the investments of Cuba have been made and put into tourism. Early development between 1990 and 1999, more than $3.5 billion were invested in the tourist industry. The number of rooms available for international tourists grew from 12,000 to 35,000. In 1990, only 18% of the sector's purchases were domestic. By the end of 2000, the amount increased to 61%. Along with this, and along with the new institutions and the new rooms available, more hotels, more restaurants, those kind of things, 198,000 jobs were created or recovered. One of the weaknesses of the Cuban tourism is its high concentration to two poles or two cities. Those two cities are Havana and Verdadero Beach, which those two together generate 70% of the tourist revenue, leaving 30% to the rest of the country. So that is the early development and the struggles of Cuban tourism.